Hey, Rob from Order 42 here, and today we're going to be talking about the Justice League. That's right, the Snyder Cut. We've got some updates to talk about. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got loads of things going on. So much news, reviews, interviews, you name it. We've got a lot going on. So, yeah, really helps out the channel. But without further ado, let's get into it. So the first update was this past Super Bowl Sunday, right before the game. Zack Snyder tweeted out that, yeah, we're almost there. And the new trailer is going to drop on Sunday, February 14th, on Valentine's Day, 9:14 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to get to see our next glimpse of what the Snyder Cut's going to be. You know, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, we're right there. I mean, we're almost a month away, so this really should be probably the final trailer we see before we actually get to see the show. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see how this is all going to play out. And yesterday, on Tuesday, Vanity Fair dropped some pictures of Jared Leto's Joker, and I have to say, as far as the look of it goes, it's much more in line with sort of Heath Ledger's take on it. And I'm kind of curious: does this take place before Suicide Squad? I mean, with the damage tattoo and all that kind of stuff, it's definitely a different look that we've seen from Jared Leto's take. So I'm really interested to see how this is all going to play out. I mean, again, it's exciting. This is exciting stuff. I mean, if you're a fan of these characters, if you're a fan of comic book movies in general, we've never seen anything like this. You know, we've never seen them take a risk like this. So, yeah, you better believe I'm on board. The closest example of a studio taking a chance like this on a movie that's years old was Blade Runner, right? Blade Runner was another situation where we had a director who really wasn't happy with the final product, and somehow, some way, a director's cut makes it out to a cinematic screening, and then people go nuts over it and say that, oh my gosh, we need a re-release of this, like that, without the the Harrison Ford moody voiceover, you know what I mean, in the movie, in the original cut. And so they come to Ridley Scott and they say, hey, do you want to do another cut, and it gets released on DVD. And then years later after that, they say, let's do another one. In fact, is there anything you want to change? They threw money at making some extra scenes, extra shots, and cleaning up some of the old, the weird effects. I know the biggest one was when I think her name's Zora, right? Anyway, when she's bursting through the glass, you can, in the original cut, you can definitely see that that's not her, and that's a stunt woman, right? And they went in and fixed it digitally, and it looks it looks really good actually, you know. And then the all the stuff they did with the the voice, the I guess it's really more ADR, but where Harrison Ford's in one scene, Harrison Ford's lips didn't match, so they went in and fixed that, with his son Ben Ford, who's a chef. But anyway, that's all really interesting. But that's the only example I can think of a studio making a change like this, or taking a chance on a different cut, you know. And it really kind of makes you think: if HBO Max was around back then, do you think that we would have seen the final cut or even just the regular director's cut on something like this as an exclusive? I don't know. I just think that it's a really kind of an interesting thing that Warner Brothers is doing here. And it just, as a movie fan, as a movie dork, I love this kind of stuff. I wish that more directors had the chance to revisit their films and make them better. I will say that Zack Snyder, for a long time, there's been some really good movies that he's made. I actually enjoyed Man of Steel quite a bit. I thought that was an actually pretty good movie, and I enjoyed most choices about it. I mean, the tornado scene was pretty bad, I got to be honest, but then even some of the stuff at the end was kind of wonky, but overall, I still really enjoyed the movie, and I was looking forward to what was coming next. But a lot of people they just aren't fans of Zack Snyder. There's he's got plenty of detractors, and the other night, my wife and I watched Batman versus Superman, the ultimate cut, and I gotta say, it's not that good. It's just not that good. Like my wife gave it a 2 out of 4. And that's just not good. She's like, there was a lot of cool stuff, some cool shots, some cool scenes in the movie. And she even said that she really likes Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne slash Batman. She goes, he's probably the best that I've seen yet. The problem is the movie's slow. There's so many just slow motion shots. There's so many scenes that could have been trimmed down, and it's just, I don't know. I just don't know if this 4 hour cut of this new cut of Justice League is gonna be good. I mean, of course I'm excited about it. Of course I want to see it just to see what craziness are we gonna experience here. But come on, it's the fact is Batman versus Superman wasn't the best movie. I mean, I think most people would agree that the ultimate cut is better than the theatrical, but come on. I just don't know. Then you sort of have to stop and think about the writer, right? Chris Terrio. He won an Oscar for Argo, Best Adapted Screenplay, right? I mean, the guy made, a good movie here. So then his next movie was Batman versus Superman. And then Justice League. Now, is this one of those situations where the Snyder cut really is closer to Chris Terrio's original vision, and Snyder's vision, but really the story that Chris Terrio wanted to tell? Because he's also credited for, Joss Whedon's version of Justice League. So I'm not really sure. But then he did Rise of Skywalker. We all know how that turned out. Wasn't the best, but he comes off as, especially in the special features for Rise of Skywalker, which again, even as a movie dork, and I wasn't a big fan of the movie, it was fun to watch the special features because you get to see, how some of these decisions came to be. And I got to say, Chris Terrio comes off as somebody who's, I mean, look, I don't know the guy. I don't want to make these super sweeping judgments, but he comes off as a person that thinks he's a bigger deal than he actually is. I mean, dude, it's impressive. You won an Oscar, but that doesn't mean that your script about space wizards is that good. I'm just saying. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all works. Will it work as a movie, or is it just a kind of like, well, that was interesting, and then you move on and you don't ever think about it again? Or could it be so good that it starts like a new phase for DC? So yeah, I guess that about wraps it up for today. So yeah, Sunday, we're getting our next glimpse at Zack Snyder's Justice League, and those Joker pictures. Those Joker pictures were pretty interesting, So, what do you think about all this? I mean, do you think are you as excited now as you were when you first heard the news? Are you kind of thinking, this is going to be a flash in the pan, kind of, yeah, that was interesting, and everybody moves on with their lives? Or do you think DC and Warner Brothers will be so impressed that they'll say, this is the cornerstone by which we will move forward with DC, the DCEU? I don't know, but let me know down below what you think. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.